Pyrex is one of the best-known brands in any of our kitchens, but a handful of incidents have led some to question just how safe glass cookware really is. Criticism Pyrex says is misleading and unfair. NBC's Mike Taibbi has details. Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Willie. Is there anyone who spent time in the kitchen who doesn't have at least one Pyrex piece? I've still got one that my mother used to bake meatloaf, and it still works just fine. But according to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the number of reported incidents of glass cookware failing, including Pyrex products, has increased significantly.
In here first.
World Kitchen, the parent company for the Pyrex brand, says their glass cookware is in 8 out of every 10 American homes, with hundreds of millions of uses per year. And they say only a tiny number of those uses has led to any complaints, mostly, the company says, from impact breakage when a piece has been dropped or banged into something. One non-impact complaint is from 70-year-old Debbie Parker of Pontiac, Michigan. She made her traditional Christmas casserole this week, but can't forget the one she made 2 years ago in a Pyrex baking dish served to her family in a wicker holder 15 minutes after coming out of the oven.
There was a large explosion. We looked down and the casserole was just shattered. The glass was shattered.
She later called World Kitchen, which sells some 40 million Pyrex pieces a year, and when she described what happened, was offered a replacement.
I laughed. I said, like, I want another one of these.
Every Pyrex product comes with clear instructions. Preheat the oven. Set any hot dish down on a cloth-covered surface. Add liquid to the food product being cooked, and don't use on the stovetop or in a broiler. Some who've complained of breakage admit ignoring those instructions, but the alleged incidents involving all glass cookware, including Pyrex, logged by the Consumer Product Safety Commission, have increased, from 10 or fewer in the 90s to 76 in 2009, 125 in 2010, 144 the next year, and 93 so far in 2012. A generally upward trend, says another consumer website.
We hear more complaints about this than about any other kitchen appliance or utensil or accessory. It's not as indestructible as we thought it was, I guess.
2 years ago, Consumer Reports produced a breaking point by overheating sand instead of food products at oven temperatures much higher than recommended, and then placing the glass dish on a wet granite countertop. Because its clear instructions were not followed, World Kitchen called that demonstration seriously flawed. And they labeled as inaccurate, misleading, and invalid an article by 2 scientists writing for the American Ceramic Society who call glass bakeware borderline safe for normal use. World Kitchen is now suing both the authors and the magazine, alleging defamation. Debbie Parker says she still doesn't know why her Pyrex dish broke in pieces.
We were all just shocked.
But the keepers of the Pyrex brand say their products have stood the test of time. They told NBC News, Pyrex glassware has an exemplary safety record based on its safe and reliable use by millions of families for generations. Incidents of breakage of any kind are a tiny fraction of 1% of the hundreds of millions of Pyrex glassware products safely used in American homes, unquote. Some critics have said that Pyrex cookware is made of a different composition of glass than the Pyrex products of yesteryear. Again, World Kitchen disputes that, saying their Pennsylvania plant has been making Pyrex products the same way for 60 years. Willie?
Mike Taibbi for us this morning. Thanks, Mike.